My name is Nate Patterson, and I created Swingfield. Swingfield is the story of real people living real lives right here in the city of Springfield, Massachusetts. This is Swingfield, the story of people trying to make their way in life and trying to get ahead.
12 o'clock now inside 90.7 WTCC FM. A very pleasant good afternoon to you. Welcome to the Respect for Life show. My name is Brother Johnny Muhammad. Be with you from now until the hours of 1 o'clock. I want to thank you for tuning in. We got some things we need to talk about in the studio today. We're going to have, Brother Andrew and Mr. DeJuan Brown. So make sure you keep it set here. Call your friends. Call everyone. Let them know the Respect for Life show is on. We got some things we need to talk about. Were you at the meeting on Monday? Unfortunately, I was, but I was there in spirit. Nevertheless, we have a victory, and we need to talk about it. Some strange things went on. If you were there, we need to hear from you. Phone lines will be open at 413-736-2781. That number once again is 413-736-2781. We want to hear from the audience, all the brothers and sisters who came out to support our sister Victoria Rowe. We want to hear from you today.
Now, there was an issue that had gotten blown out of proportion when it was revealed to the public that Councilman Hurst of the Springfield City Council had an issue with Victoria Rowe, a candidate for the Springfield Historical Board who was being appointed by the mayor. Councilman Hurst brought this issue to the board, and for some reason he included two of the biggest leaders in our community, which would be Miss Denise Jordan and Daryl Moss. Both of them part of the mayoral cabinet. And Mr. Hurst had some harsh words for the both of them. This ignited the community to stand behind Daryl Moss and Denise Jordan while these charges were being levied against them.
Denise and Brother Darryl do a fine job as it relates to what they do in the mayor's office and working in our community. It had nothing to do with them. He should have kept the focus on where the focus should have been.
Well, that's my point. I agree with
it. It had nothing to do with Denise or Brother Darryl. No, they have a job to do and they're doing their job. And they have always, as far as I know, they have always supported our community, as far as I know. And I've known them all the years that I've been in this community. They have always supported. So what makes it so different? But for them to attack Darryl and Denise was wrong. For him to attack them was wrong. It wasn't about them. Right, it wasn't about them. That was a political move. And personally, I think it was political suicide.
Welcome to Springfield City Council Chambers. Today is Monday evening, February 22nd. This is a special meeting of the Springfield City Council, scheduled to begin at 5:30. We're starting a few minutes late here. If the council and our guests could please take your seats to the extent that they're available. Mr. Clerk, if you could please call the roll.
Councilor Hurst.
Present.
Councilor Shea.
Present.
Councilor Twiggs. Councilor Allen.
Present.
Councilor Rook.
Present.
Councilor Bud Williams. Councilor Ramos. Absent. Councilor M. Williams.
Present.
Councilor Gomez.
Present.
Councilor Ash. Councilor Edwards.
Present.
Councilor Walsh.
Present.
Councilor Finn.
Present. Will the councilors and our guests please rise for a moment of silence? please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Clerk, this is a unique agenda, different from what we usually have. The first 3 items are special permit matters, but we have a great deal of people here this evening for the second group of items. So is there a motion to take the committee reports first?
So moved.
Okay, moved by Councilor Shea, seconded by Councilor Williams. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? The ayes have it. Okay, so let's, so these are coming under committee reports, right, Mr. Clerk?
That is correct. I believe the only committee reports on the agenda are from the General Government Committee.
Okay, well, we're still waiting on Councilor Ramos to be here to make the...
There's no agenda. Thank you, Mr. President. So we met a couple of weeks ago with respect to Rosa Espinosa, who is being recommended to serve on the License Commission. I believe myself, as well as Councilor Williams, as well as Councilor Gomez. I think Councilor Walsh was there, Councilor Allen, and Councilor Ramos were there. As part of the committee, Councilor Gomez, myself, and Councilor Williams all believe that Rosa Espinosa certainly is a great candidate for the License Commission, and we unanimously voted in favor of her appointment. She's done some great work in the community. She's also owned her own restaurant, so she's familiar with the License Commission and what it takes. So I strongly recommend that you vote in favor unanimously of Rosa Espinosa.
Okay. All those in favor of receiving the report of committee, say aye. Aye. Those opposed? The ayes have it. So why don't we take up that confirmation now, Mr.
Brother Andrew Keaton, partner with Johnny Muhammad on the Respect for Life show. This brother also gets busy in the community as one of the leaders of our community. Assistant coach to the Sabbath International Charter School varsity team. He is the head coach of the junior varsity team. This brother gives back to the community.
Wanna read my mind, but I redefine what they consider delivery. I read the time to watch.
Game time, it's senior night. This is the JV squad. I'm the head coach of the JV, assistant of the varsity. And JV's pretty good. We're 10-8, had a good run. And I'm proud of the boys, But this is what you see me doing as well as on the radio. You see me coaching and trying to get back to the community and trying to get back to the boys. Varsity actually is will probably be the #1 seed going into the tournament in Division III. The advantage of us is we play in a Division I conference, and then when the tournament comes, we go Division III. So that really is an advantage to us. So we'll see what happens. We'll see.
game of the season. You got to finish strong right from the beginning. Right from the beginning. More intensity than we've seen all season today. Okay?
Okay, you got something, Coach?
Just come on, play hard. Play hard and pay attention to detail today. That's going to be very important. Pay attention to detail that will get you into the game.
All right, listen, last time we played this team, we got outplayed, we got out-hustled, out-rebounded, and they took your heart away. We're not going through that tonight. This is senior night. We're going to represent for the varsity. Okay? You guys, this is the start of you guys. The start of your off-season program. This is the start of the attitudes, the start of you moving up to the next level. Some of y'all might be back here, some of y'all might not be. Okay, some of y'all might be moving up. Right now, it starts tonight. Okay? Right off the bat, we're in orange. Okay? We're right in orange. Get these baskets. On made baskets, we in VCU. Okay? Orange, VCU. Okay. The defense, we're going to start off in the 23 defense. Okay? We're going to mix it up too. We're going to play a lot of man tonight. Everybody be ready. Play defense, give it all. This is your last game now. So we don't need you out there lagging. We don't need you taking breaks or any of that. You give 100% while you out there. Okay? You push it, you push yourself. If you're tired, you raise your hand. If you're not doing what I asked you to do, you come out the game and you will be taken out the game. Y'all hear that? You know how I roll. You will be taken out the game. We got a lot of people here ready to play. We got a lot of people available. All I'm asking you to do is 110% play, like Coach always say, play like it's your last game. This is your last game. All right? Get it in. Let's go.
Get it! Let's go! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go, fellas.
Back at the radio station, Brother Johnny Muhammad, Andrew Keaton, and their guests discussed the proceedings down at City Hall regarding Sister Victoria Rowe and her appointment to the Springfield Historical Board. It seems like Councilman Justin Hurst might not have thought things through.
4 minutes down the downside of 12 o'clock once again. Welcome to Respectful Life Show. My name is Brother Johnny Muhammad. Here inside 90.7 WTCC FM. I want to welcome you to Respectful Life Show once again. I'm joined by no one other than Mr. A.K. Soul himself, Mr. Andrew Keaton. What's going on, Andrew?
Good afternoon, Brother Johnny. Welcome back.
Oh, praise be to Allah. I had a fabulous, fabulous time down at Savior's Day with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and all the believers from around the world. It was something to behold, brother, as always.
Listen, I've seen some of the pictures that Brother Tyrone put up, man. Some wonderful, wonderful, wonderful pictures, man. He documented from just all day long, and I appreciate him for sending those pictures and documenting, because there were some wonderful photos. And the drill team and the drill competition was just phenomenal, man.
You know, and I've been getting phone calls all week long about, you know, Savior's Day and the workshops that we were able to attend and be a part of. And hopefully tonight, brothers and sisters will come to Muhammad's Mosque number 13 for our local organizing committee, because we have local organizing meetings down there from all around the world. Right. Excuse me. Brothers and sisters from all around the world and their local organizing committees and what they were doing. And, you know, we're on the move. We're on the move, brother. You know, Black America is standing up and we're doing what we're supposed to do in our cities. And here in Springfield, we're doing the same thing. So tonight, 7 o'clock, Muhammad's Mosque number 13, the Justice or Else Organizing Committee will be meeting. So I'm hoping and praying to Allah that everyone who is listening will come out to continue in our struggle for the liberation of our people. Also, the lecture by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan this past Sunday, Divine Instructions and Commands for 2016. If you haven't heard the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan's lecture this past Sunday, please get it. Go to YouTube, go to NOI.org and listen to it. He's given us commands and instructions for 2016, what it is that we should be doing in our communities. And if you have time this Sunday, please be my guest. He will be speaking on part 2 this weekend at Muhammad's Mosque number 13. We're going to broadcast it live at 11 o'clock.
Now, this whole thing started when Victoria Rowe decided to run for city council. Her opposition, Councilman Henry Twiggs. It was said that Councilman Twiggs had commented that Mrs. Rowe was not qualified to hold the position on the Springfield Historical Board. Victoria Rowe and her camp took exception to this accusation, and it all began to explode.
They'd have to be back here before the end.
Councilor Hurst.
Thank you, President Fenton. And I do agree with Councilor Allen, not necessarily about the fact that we should send this to committee. I actually think we should vote on it this evening. This is a very sensitive issue. It's an issue that a lot of people are passionate about, but it is also an issue that I believe that our community has been factually misled. There were some clear things, and let me be honest with you. I've deliberated over this for a long time, and this is one of the most sensitive issues that I've had the opportunity to deal with as a city councilor, and probably one of the toughest, although when I started to think about it, I wasn't 100% sure why. So let me just speak to the additional facts that I think are left out, and that I think were purposely left out. And I think in order for us to make an informed decision, we need to know exactly what those facts are. And let me start with the mayor's chief of staff and the mayor's aide, who have repeatedly run black candidates against black incumbents for seats on both the school committee and the city council, and have yet.
Excuse me, we're not going to tolerate those kind of comments.
Again,
okay? Sir.
Again, and have yet to run a white candidate against a white incumbent, continuously dividing our community. On top of that, in the most recent election, the mayor's aide not only ran multiple black candidates against other black incumbent candidates, but he also endorsed those candidates from the mayor's office, giving the impression that he had the support of the administration, which he may or may not have had. But coincidentally, after the loss, Victoria Rowe, one of the black candidates that the mayor's aide ran against a sitting black city councilor, was nominated by the mayor to serve on this board, which suggests that there may have been some collusion in the process. But yet in stark contrast to Elsa Costa, who ran against the mayor in the last election, who was serving on the city board at the time, was removed from the license commission by the mayor for his alleged negative comments. But we all know why Sal was removed. Because he ran against the mayor. And curiously enough, Ms. Rowe is slated to fill the seat on the historical commission that was previously occupied by Marjorie Guest, a well-known and respected black community member who had served on the commission for 12 years. 4 of those years under the previous administration and 8 under Mayor Sarno, and she was purportedly removed by the mayor because she was outspoken against the casino. I love the crowd out here, but why didn't we have any leaders object to this? On top of that, since the inception of ward representation, not one white incumbent city councilor has been challenged by anybody.
Oh my God. When the East is in the house. Oh my God. When the East is in the house. Oh my God. God. Yo, Chase.
but I redefine what they consider delivery. I lead the time, you watch and wonder. This lightning, I'm chocolate thunder. Breaking backboards, I'm back for the black poor under the poverty level. They tired and worn, living in fear, they own home. See how they pride is torn. Bullet holes in the windows and sides is shown like a museum exhibit. You seeing just how they live it, bare bones, surviving off the scraps alone.
Fire. He's on fire. Well, listen, man, a lot was going on while I was gone, though. Let's talk. We got to talk about it.
Listen,
you know,
I'm gonna let Dewan open it up.
You know, let me tell you something, man. I just want to thank you all, and I want to thank the community. You know,
that's first.
That's first and foremost. I want to thank the community for showing up and showing out. You know, this past Monday at the city council meeting, because we rallied in support of our sister Victoria Rowe, of her appointment to the Historic Commission. And, you know, there was so much controversy surrounding it. But members of the community, we rallied, we fought, we did everything, we engaged ourselves in the political process. And when I got off the airplane, Brother Damon, Brother Andrew, I started calling you guys, what's going on, what's going on? But you all too busy in the meeting. But I did get word that we won by a vote of 12-1. And our dear sister Victoria Rowe was appointed to the Historic Commission. Man, it really brought joy to my heart about that appointment.
Right. And I just want to say this: if we had really 2-3 weeks of momentum to carry it out on the issue as historic as this, an appointment as historic in this, so the community really stepped up. But it doesn't stop here. This is only the beginning. It's going to get better, and we need to go downtown, and we need to be on town on a consistent basis and fighting for a lot of other things than just a historical appointment. So I think the momentum is here, and we just need to keep it up.
Yeah. And I think we need to clarify too, because I think there's some misinformation that this was the mayor's administration that this all came from, and this was a community-based thing. This was the community. Make no mistakes about this. You know, there were constant people trying to figure out, hey, who's organizing this? Who's organizing? I think Denise and Daryl got blamed for a lot of this stuff. But listen, this was a community thing, and people need to understand that this came from the community. There were people down there that have never stepped inside the city hall chambers, and people weren't getting caught up in the fact that, you know, maybe there were some people taking off that weren't. We weren't caught up in that. You know, the community got blamed for not being there when it happened, but nobody rang any alarms for us. So people, you know, everybody that stood up and said, hey, where were you? Where were you? You know, you got to turn that spotlight on yourself and say, where was I? Where was I at championing and letting my people know what was going on? And thankfully we found out about the Victoria situation, because we did have some courageous people on there to say, hey, this is what's going on.
Yeah, and they contacted us, and we began to mobilize and engage the community members in this fight to get our dear sister on. We asked for the removal of Henry Twiggs from the council, and, you know, our voices have been heard, and they will continue to be heard if we continue on this path. But, you know, there was a lot that was going on with this vote, Brother Damon, Brother Andrew, and I have the video, the CD that we want to play for the community, because there was a lot being said. One thing, you know, we had the 12-1 vote. All of the councilmen voted yes, with the exception of one, which I was really surprised. But then I wasn't surprised, particularly after I heard what he had to say in his message to the council and to the people in general who were there at the meeting. And if I may, I'd just like to play his comments, talking about Councilman Hurst, his comments that he made, because after listening to it, you know, I wasn't there once again, I was traveling, but I heard him blame Denise Jordan, who was the chief of staff, and Daryl Moss, who is also an aide to the mayor. They were catching a lot of the blame for what's going on. Listen, you know, they had nothing to do with this. You know, Denise and Brother Daryl do a fine job as it relates to what they do in the mayor's office and working in our community. It had nothing to do with them. He should have kept the focus on where the focus should have been.
Well, that's my point. I agree with you.
It had nothing to do with Denise or Brother Darrell. No, they have a job to do, and they're doing their job. And they have always, as far as I know, they have always supported our community, as far as I know. And I've known them all the years that I've been in this community. They have always supported. So what makes it so different? But for them to attack Darrell and Denise was wrong. For him to attack them was wrong. It wasn't about them.
Time or place.
Right. It wasn't about them. That was a political move. And personally, I think it was political suicide.
Right.
My name is Nate Patterson, and I created Swingfield.
But I redefine what they consider delivery. I lead the time. You watch and wonder. This lightning, I'm chocolate thunder. Breaking backboards, I'm back for the black pour under the poverty level. They tired and worn, living in fear. They own home. See how they pride is torn. Bullet holes in the windows and sides is shown like a museum.